When I think about the man that God has for me, so you know what? Sometimes when you're walking in a store and you see a woman with a whole bunch of kids, you're like, dang, that lady got a lot of kids. Like, I kind of want to be that lady. Amazing with kids. Like, I want my kids to be like, oh my goodness, my mom could have not chosen a better man to be my father. And honestly, that's how I feel about my dad. And because I'm in the anti-trafficking and foster care space, and just really understanding the power of a household, and that the parents in your home really set the tone for your life. And they are... Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Brianna Thizard's Journey. Happy Sunday and happy early Valentine's Day. So we're gonna get straight into it. Today I'm gonna be talking about the man that I'm praying for and manifesting. I was trying to figure out what title I was gonna have for it. I was like, is it gonna be my man, or the man I'm praying for? I don't know. But that is what we're gonna be talking about today. And so I wanna start out by saying, these 20s, because I'm in my late 20s now, but this journey of being in my 20s, I see why people say it's so important to date. Because you learn so much about yourself, but two, you learn the things that you like and the things that you don't like. And so I now understand why people say dating is important, because again, it reveals so much. And it's not always a negative thing, and it's not always a positive thing, but it is something that I see is very, very important. But let's just get into it. So I'm praying that the man that God has for me is not gonna watch this, because then he gets the cheat code and then like, what? No. So this is for the ladies, and I hope it's just for the ladies, only for the ladies. But when I think about the man that God has for me, there's so many different things that I want. One, of course, somebody who wants a family. I feel like I want to be that woman. So you know what? Sometimes when you're walking in a store and you see a woman with a whole bunch of kids, you're like, dang, that lady got a lot of kids. Like, I kind of want to be that lady. And people say that, okay, once you start having kids, you're not going to want to have all those kids. But I'm pretty sure I want the 50-11 children, but I want to look good and have the 50-11 children. Like, I want to be in the store and then they're like, dang, she got all them kids? Like, And so, of course, we would decide how much that is, but I definitely want a big family. I do want, quite a few children, and just someone who's amazing with kids. Like, I want my kids to be like, oh my goodness, my mom could have not chosen a better man to be my father. And honestly, that's how I feel about my dad. And I pray that my future kids will be able to say the same thing of, just wow, he's so amazing. Not perfect, but amazing. He cares for us. He takes care of all of our needs. He takes care of my mother. I want my kids to be able to say that, and, that they're well taken care of. They see that their mom is well taken care of. They see how, he treats other people, and really set the tone of what a man is in our home. So that's definitely one thing that I'm praying for, that my kids are like, yes, sis, you did it. Not sis, they're gonna call me mom. Yes, mom, you did it. And that is one of my biggest prayers, is that, they just have a really positive relationship. I think really being in this space of, learning more about, because I'm in the anti-trafficking and foster care space, and just really understanding the power of a household, and that the parents in your home really set the tone for your life. And they are the most important individuals in your life, is, your parents, people who are raising you and teaching your morals and teaching your values. And so to have two solid people in your home, everyone doesn't have two parents. I know some people come from a single family household, and that's okay as well. But just specifically for this topic of talking about having a partner, having just someone, a purpose partner, having someone who we're able to work together and make sure that we provide for our children, and just making sure that they just honestly have the world, but then have such great values instilled in them. So praying for a great father. That's one. Second, Praying for a man of faith. I think that is, no, not I think, that is the biggest before the father. Before being an amazing father, being a man of faith, I see how important it is. And not, when I say someone of faith, I'm not saying go to church, because you can be the first one at church in the front row with the best suit on and be crooked. Okay, so that's not what I mean when I say man of faith. Being a man of faith, meaning you have a relationship with God. How do you treat people when no one is watching? Like, you really have great character. And so definitely being a man of God is something that I will not waver on. And again, that doesn't mean that you are going to church every Sunday, not doing the practices, but actually having the relationship with God and seeing that and how you treat other people and how you treat yourself as well. And so that's definitely another important thing, being a great dad, being a man of God, and then also being able to allow me to shine, in the sense of it's not intimidating or it's a competition. It's just like, wow, I've been blessed with this woman. Look at her go. And just being so supportive. I know, I mean, of course, I don't know everything that's going to happen in my life, but I honestly feel like there is so much in store for me. And I know that it's greater than what I can even imagine. And so I want to have somebody who is cheering for me as I'm going to be cheering for them as well, but just really rooting me on, because I know in this life, there are so many things that I have set that I want to do. I'm very big on impact. And of course, I always talk about the human trafficking and being in the anti-trafficking space and in the foster care space, and really wanting to make changes in both of those communities, and making sure that, I'm just purposeful in that. And so I know that I'm going to live such a big life, but just having someone, again, who's rooting me on, not seeing it as intimidation, and even outside of the impact, like, I want to be a real estate mogul. Like, I want to own real estate left and right like it's nobody's business. I want to be a techpreneur. I want to do these things. And so, having someone where they're not looking at it as, oh my God, well, she doesn't need me. No, like, I need you and I want you, and I'm going to do these great things as well. And we're going to do it together. Or maybe you decide, hey, I don't really want to do these things. Here are my things that I want to do. That's fine. But just having someone who's supportive, that is just so important to me. Being a great dad, being a man of faith, and having a relationship with God, not being in competition with me. And I would say another thing, I kind of talked about this earlier, but just having character. Like, what is the fruit that you bear? How do you treat people when no one's watching you? How do you treat people when things are not going well? How are you going to treat me? How are you going to treat your kids? Like, how do you handle adversity? Being someone who has character, mentally, having mental fortitude. I feel like the biggest challenge, I know a lot of times you hear these podcasts where they're like, it seems like men versus women, and men think this and women think this. I think our biggest challenge in dating is we have a lack of mental fortitude. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if it's because of the social media. I don't know if it's because of what's in the food, but mentally, there is a mental health crisis. And you're seeing that, and I will say for me as well, just seeing that in my experiences with dating, like, mental health is huge. So, of course, I'm not saying that you can't be with anyone who has any issues with mental health. What I am saying is that having someone who is able to have a strong mental fortitude, in the sense of when life hits you, because it will hit, it's just a matter of when, that you're able to, cope the way you need to cope, but in a way that is conducive and not harmful to, yourself or to family. Just having strong coping mechanisms is really, really, really important to me. And so just, again, having that character, having that mental fortitude, being a great dad, being, someone of character, someone who roots me on. I think that is just honestly the most important thing. I know they always say when two come together, it's just the greatest thing. And so, I have purpose in my life. The person that I'm going to be with is going to have purpose in their life. And when we come together, I want it to be like, wow. I mean, she thought she could do a lot on her own, but now that she's with him, look what they can do together. He thought he could do a lot on his own. Now he has her. Look what they can do together. And so really being a team, and and really having a purpose partner. Like, we're not in this life just for ourselves and not just for our kids. I mean, of course, our kids are a big part of our lives, but what is God calling us to do, and how can we do that together? And so just really praying for someone who is on the same team as me. Like, we are teammates. We are on the same team. And of course, life is not always going to be easy. I'm sure I've never been married before. So I know there's, challenges in marriage and, relationships in general. But just having someone who we want to do the work. We're not stuck in our ways. We don't feel like we've arrived. We are both moldable. Like, there's better ways that, I can love. There's better ways that he can love. There's better ways that we can just better communicate with each other. Like, there's no sense of arrival, but always being in the space of wanting to learn. And so praying for someone that my mom always says, pray for someone who's moldable, like being with someone who is willing to learn, who is willing to change when needed, and vice versa. And so I'm really, really looking forward to that. I would say another thing is someone to have fun with. Like, I want to have fun in this life. Like, I feel like what I'm doing in life right now is very serious with, foster care is pretty serious. Of course, I have a nonprofit which is more on the celebratory side of things, but foster care, there is trauma in foster care. When it comes to human trafficking, there's a lot of trauma in that. It's a lot of things that are very serious and very heavy topics. And so being able to have a partner where we could just go out and have fun, that doesn't always mean we have to go out, whether we're in the house, but just have fun. I think that's the biggest thing. I like to be serious, and it's a time to be serious, but I love to be unserious. I mean, I don't always want to be on 10 all the time, so just having someone that is willing to have fun and, be moldable and just have all the things, I know that for sure. I know that exists. And although I have not met anyone who has that as of yet, I know that person is coming. I know that if I can see it and I believe it, that it is possible. And that is what I'm praying for. I'm praying for a purpose partner. I'm praying for an amazing dad. I'm praying for someone who wants to learn. I'm praying with someone who is going to cheer me on with all of my passion projects and just not see me as competition, but as, you go girl, like you do that thing, and being there to be supportive and vice versa. And I'm also praying that, although I feel like I'm ready for that person today, I am praying that God molds me into who I need to be in order to receive that. Although I feel very ready, if there's more things that I haven't learned yet, or more things that God believes that I need to step into before receiving that, I definitely pray that I step into that as well. Because again, I never want to come from a place of I've arrived, I'm perfect, and because I'm not. There's so much more to learn, but I do feel like I am in the space that I am ready to receive that. I am ready to receive someone who is going to create a healthy relationship. I want a healthy relationship. I want a happy relationship. I want a relationship where we communicate with one another. I want a relationship where we're forever growing, because I realize just even in these 20s, who I am today is different from who I was at 21. Who I was from 21 is different from 25, from 25 to 27. So I'm forever changing, and we all are evolving. And so being with someone who's, looking to grow and looking to expand, and, I'm not looking for someone who has to be on the same level of wanting to fight against all these causes and wants to own all this real estate, because everyone doesn't want to do that. And that's okay. Everyone has a different calling. Everyone has a different purpose. Everyone has different desires, and that's okay. But I think the biggest thing is just the support. And what do you want to do with your life? And let me support you in that. So I think that's just things that have been on my mind in terms of what I'm praying for in a person. And I pray that when that thing comes, that I always joke, I'm like, whenever I find this man, I'm just posting his toe on Instagram. I am not showing this person, because I just want to secure this thing so much, in the sense of I don't want to say mess it up, but I don't know. I just feel like I want to be a little bit more secretive. I don't know, but But yeah, I'm just praying for that, praying for my future family. And I, again, being in the, the foster care and anti-trafficking space, home is so important. And so just creating a great home and having a great purpose partner is just something that I'm excited for. So I know that God is working on it. And honestly, a lot of times I want to rush things like, come on, all right, like when I'm gonna meet this person, but take your time. Don't take too much time now, but take your time. And, I'm just excited to meet this person when it's that time. But I was like, okay, Valentine's Day is coming up. I should talk about what I want in a partner. And I know I'm going to look back one day on our 1 year wedding anniversary. I'm going to be like, oh my God, look a little Brie. Wow. These are the things that she wanted. And look, she got even more. How about that? Come on. So yeah, just wanted to get on here, just talk about what I'm looking for: a man of purpose, a man of God, a man of character, a man of fun, because I want to have fun. Someone who's unserious, a great dad, and someone who's mentally strong and has the mental fortitude and all the things. I want to be a great teammate. So that is what I'm praying for. And for anyone watching, any woman who doesn't have their partner yet, or, is praying for someone great, I pray that you get everything you are praying for and more. And I know God always likes to wow us. So hopefully he's watching this. Of course he's watching this. Definitely just continue to wow us, Lord, please. Okay. And so, so that's kind of where I'm at right now with everything. And yeah, just wanted to share what I'm praying for in a partner. And I pray that you get everything that you're praying for as well. So happy Sunday. Happy early Valentine's Day. And I will see you next week Sunday.